Yo, I got a question. Who the hell is keeping these guys in business?
Like, I actually went to a local Walmart here recently to pick up some things and noticed that the Redbox that was there is now gone. There's still some vending machines for sodas, but it's just gone. It just disappeared. Um, Anytime that I had seen them, there were always a bunch of people trying to get movies or games out of those things. I'm assuming more so movies. I think with Redbox, what killed them was the lack of availability. They could only really carry the latest films, right? They couldn't have near the catalog of what like a Blockbuster had, right? I do think personally at this point that rental video stores could make a comeback, especially with the way that streaming stuff is going on. And I think even in that, I think it could coexist with streaming platforms. I think the contractual portions could be worked out to a way that would make more money for the industry than ever before. But for whatever reason, greed most likely, corporate greed, we're not going to see that. I did actually send a message to the Motion Picture Association of America, to the group that handles licensing for rentals for movies. I got no response. And then I followed up again, got no response. There's no phone number that I could find, by the way. I did reach out to Lionsgate in particular. No response from them. I was able to get a phone number for them. You can go to their website and get a phone number. And I had asked to get a call back. Didn't happen. As I understand, the licensing's not exceptionally expensive to do rentals. Looking into what it was, it's a yearly fee you have to pay, and of course you have to make them rentals, but I don't think that's bad, and I think you could supplant that with sales. Even of used DVDs. I don't know if you guys know this or not. If you have around $600, you can get a Gaylord. If you don't know what a Gaylord is, that's the pallet with a box on it of DVDs for $650 delivered to your home. Now, that's a thing you can do. I have not got too many of those. I'm working on building it up as I do resell. I'm selling DVDs and Blu-rays. That's part of my business because people are buying that up. I have seen an uptick in the amount of purchases happening, mainly through eBay, though. I tried Marketplace and nobody was buying through Marketplace, not singles, not bulk lots. Nobody seems to be buying locally. So I don't know. I think Facebook Marketplace itself is a problem, but I verily think there is a market for this, and I think that you could definitely be renting out used copies of discs without a problem. Again, I would definitely utilize this service. It would help with the overstock and supply of DVDs that are out there that are being destroyed needlessly, giving those extra life and keeping things out of landfills and stuff. So a business model for a rental store, I think, is still viable. I think people want it. I think there's been enough verbal, outpouring for that it just needs to happen. And again, I tried to get this set up as a business. I could not get a hold of anybody to provide me licensing information after multiple emails. So if you guys know a resource I don't, I'd be glad to reach those people. I'm in Colorado. I'd have no problem starting up a rental business again. I do think it is fully viable. I don't think the old model they were using, the franchise model, is going to work necessarily at this point. I think it has to be done a little bit differently, but I do think it's fully possible to be done, even with streaming services being available. I think more so now that streaming services have become a problem, and with the availability and lack of physical media as we've seen, I still think it's viable for this. I don't think it's necessarily viable for the gaming market, because I think that's a little bit different, but I do think it is viable for that. What do you guys think? Would you rent movies again? Would you rent DVDs and Blu-rays? Would you buy them used? I know some people do, but if you go to just a video store that had prices that were much more reasonable than the $3 to $5, would you be able to do that? I don't think 3 to 5 is unreasonable for buying used media at all. I think 99-cent rentals is even still viable. I know somebody may laugh at that. I think you'd have to have a lot more stock in, but I think 99-cent DVD rentals and maybe $2 to $3 rentals for Blu-ray with the option to purchase that is much better. And I don't think late fees would have to be a thing anymore. I think that we would get rid of that. I have much more into this. I'm not going to disclose all of those ideas because I think a lot of them are unique and I don't want somebody else taking off with that. But if I could find a way to get licensing to that, I would have no problem trying to get a loan, whatever else is necessary to get a space to do a video rental store. I think this is still viable and can be done a lot better. And again, I don't think we need late fees. I don't think the prices have to be so expensive. And I definitely think there are some better ways to do things. But anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Would you look forward to renting again?